Good morning. First of all, I would like to introduce Sujit. Sujit is he completed his masters in landscape architecture from LS Raheja, and at present he is working as an assistant professor at Thakur School of Architecture and Planning, Mumbai. Uh, Sujit is also artist and also engaged in social activities across the city. First of all, Sujit, I would like to congratulate you for your wonderful study of Pahari art paintings and their four different principal centers. While studying these paintings, you have explored interrelationship between man and nature and the natural and man-made landscapes they were surrounded by. These landscapes also represent the mythological themes of these paintings. I found it very interesting that you have described in detail about the backdrop of these paintings. Like in Pahari paintings, Pahari artists added the beauty of surroundings of the hills in most of their paintings. Like in Basoli, half of the background is usually considering the double-story building structures with elaborate chica trusses and other decorative architectural motifs. Sujit, one of the sentence from your study amazed me a lot is that the Pahari artist feel the emotions in landscapes, which is set the painted poetry and express the harmony between man and nature. Now we will move to the questions. First question for Sujit is why were you particularly drawn to Pahari form of paintings? What sparked your interest in Pahari form of paintings?
When I started off working on this particular project, when it was introduced, uh, I always knew that I wanted to do something related to art. So being artist myself, I wanted to, explore the idea of landscape, uh, into the paintings. Uh, so. Uh, with my interactions with other artists along the way, I came to know that there is this interesting form of miniature paintings called as Pahari paintings, which are existing in the northern states of India. Uh,
Yes.
so when I started looking at them, I realized that beyond the foreground, the background has a lot to do with respect to landscape. So when I
Yes.
ventured deeper into these paintings, I got to know many interesting things, like how the human emotions are correlated to the the backdrop with the which had nature predominantly incorporated. So yeah, that was the starting point, and eventually I got to gain a lot of insights from the paintings.
Yes, Sujit. Next question is why uh, Kangra style of Pahari painting is your favorite, and can you please elaborate it in detail?
So when I started, decoding these paintings with respect to the meaning it had, and what kind of paintings these artists used to paint, I realized there are a lot of sub schools of miniature painting. Like there is Basholi, there is Kangra, there is Rajput style of paintings, Mughal
Yes,
style of paintings. But Kangra specifically because it has a very delicate lines, and it has a very uh, what you can say
minute
that,
detailing.
yeah, it has a lot of minute details. So uh, with respect to forms, with respect to landscape, uh, they added a lot of effort in making that small miniature painting. So I think yes, the kind of detailing they had, the kind of subjects that they had, compared to other sub schools, I that draws me towards it.
Yes, yes, very nice, Sujit. Uh, as you have mentioned, unlike China and Japan, India never had separate school of landscape paintings. Do you think having such schools in India would help in keeping the art alive?
Yes, definitely, definitely. I mean, not only these art forms are a depiction of art, but they, I think, they represent the culture, they represent the time frame, they represent the emotions of the people going around in the society at that particular time. So we should have art schools which promotes artists to express themselves freely. So India being such a huge country and lot of different cultural aspects, uh, we should have our own state of language for the art, and we should have a lot of schools supporting that.
Yes, Sujit, right. Since the mythological art forms are on the verge of extinction, are there any steps being taken in India to preserve these mythological art forms like Pahari paintings? Is the government providing any support for the same?
Yeah, I think the word itself is now sort of getting blurred. Like, I mean, when we talk about mythology, we have very predominant notions uh, about mythology. So when we talk about mythological paintings or literature related to that, uh, we definitely need to dig deep into these particular aspects, and how these artists started painting them into their paintings. And I think a lot of effort need to be first put into understanding why they chose these subjects to paint, and what kind of answers or inferences are we getting from these paintings. So definitely need to promote such art forms for future generations, at least
Mm,
for the references,
yes,
and to
right.
know that know the rich history of India through the paintings.
Yes, yes. Next question is, today in the world of technology and visual arts, what steps do you think should be taken in India to spread awareness and spark interest in these beautiful old mythological art forms in our younger generation?
Yes, I think this is a very, very crucial question which I asked myself while I was studying these paintings. Is that what information did I get, or what information is available uh, online for me to search? So I realized that not much has been documented. A lot of it is nowadays not even talked about, even in the home state of Himachal Pradesh. So I had read a lot of newspaper articles wherein they had mentioned that this art form
Mm-hmm.
is slowly dying because there's no, uh, you know, patrons available for these paintings to survive. I mean, Himachal Pradesh government itself is not taking that much steps to retain this very important art form. And elsewhere also, yeah, there are people who come there to learn about these art forms. Like, they have few local students and few foreigner students who come there
Okay.
to learn. But there is a lot which can be done. I mean, the way we have heritage walks in the historical places, or with respect to architecture, we can have art
Yes.
walks as well in these places like Kangra, Basholi, where these
Yes.
artists live there. They paint live. You can interact with them. You can enjoy the natural scenic beauty around. So it could be a very good takeaway for people who can stay with them and understand this art form, understand what kind of techniques they use in painting, what draws their inspiration, from, and a lot can be learned by such artworks. Secondly, I think there has to be a lot of awareness which needs to be created. So, a lot of documentation firstly needs to be done about these art forms, like where exactly
Yes.
all across the globe are these paintings available, in which museums are they available in right now, or what kind of paper they use, what kind of colors do they use, how much time does it take. A lot of workshops can also be taken, which can be then replicated elsewhere. Like, you learn the art form first, and make it a part that you share this knowledge with other friends, and colleagues. So yeah, awareness is important. Actual art walks is important. You need to
And
document.
I think motivation also is important for the
Definitely.
artist.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
definitely. That urge of learning about this art form, will definitely give you answers about this, uh, kind of expression these people had. And while learning about these paintings, I myself realized that beyond the art forms, there's a lot of uh, narratives and literature which is there, which was there behind these paintings. So what made these paintings come to actualization was, there was a lot of literature which was used. Uh, in understanding the life of Radha and Krishna, and the other Baramasa theme hai, or it is about the seasonal changes and the stories of lovers related to nature. So I learned a lot about history as well as the paintings. So it could be a good electives also in our colleges if taken interest with. So yeah.
Yes, Sujit. Thank you very much for this information. Uh, we would conclude this session on a positive note, and we hope that in future Pahari miniature painting art form will survive and thrive well, and artists involved in this profession would be doing well, and their upcoming generations would feel pride in taking up this profession. Thanks once again for this superb information, Sujit.
Thank you. Thank you.